Yes, sir. We are live, Rebel Underground podcast, here at Money Plays, and we're here with my boy, Vic Smith. How you doing today, buddy?
What's going on? I'm good, bro.
So he's like uber tired right now, but
I wouldn't say uber tired. I can bring up some energy for the rebel interview.
Exactly. So this is the Rebel Underground podcast. We like to sit down. We like to interview these artists in depth. Tell their story. And Vic Smith is part of Rebel Underground. He signed up with FullCircleCore Music Group,
yes,
which
FCC.
is FCC MG, and they're made up of Noise, Vic Smith, Miles Lowe, Diz, and is there anybody I'm missing? Is that the main?
Well, for the most part,
that's the main core.
FCC,
all right, yeah. So go check out their music. If you guys don't know Vic Smith, one of the best artists in the city, and I really have to call him an artist because he's not just an MC. He's a complete package. He does a lot on his music that a lot of hip hop artists and even MCs don't do. So show respect to this guy. Go peep his music. He's gonna drop it for you very shortly. But we'll get right into this interview, Vic.
Yes.
So you're not from Vegas at all.
You could say, you might as well. I was born in Michigan, Saginaw, Michigan.
Saginaw, Michigan.
And it's about an hour and a half away from Detroit.
Okay.
So we kind of like share that same culture. But I moved here when I was 7 with my mom.
Okay, so you were raised here.
Yeah, for the most part I was raised here. But I did go back to Saginaw, Michigan every summer until I was like 20. So to me, it kind of evens out because most of my summers weren't really spent here in Vegas. So
right.
I was really experiencing life out in Michigan and whatnot. But
yep.
I've been in the city long enough to claim it and whatnot, so yeah. I definitely say Vegas is my city for sure.
Definitely. But I mean, coming up from Detroit, man, that's tough, man. That's a tough city, and Michigan's going through all kinds of shit. And it's been a rough, it's been a rough thing. So like, I mean, obviously, people that come from that probably persevered a lot. So I wanted to ask you, like, how has your family and like your upbringing and your experience really influenced who you are as an artist and an MC?
Oh, just like my mom and like my granddad in general, just like being music lovers, like it just carried on down to me and my dad being a poet, like that definitely helped out a lot.
Okay.
But just my mom or my grandfather, for that matter, always put on meaningful and like soulful music. They always just played it, and not even like with the intentions to make like, oh, I'm trying to make sure you know what dope music is. No, it's like it was what they wanted to hear at the time, and it just
resonated with you.
Resonated with me, and it was just like kind of like. I searched for that particular feeling, like driving with my granddad or like my mom when I'm like little, listening to like Lauryn Hill or something like that. Like, so that's for the most part, that's the feeling I chase when I'm making my music. So like, I want people to feel that and just.
There you go. That's like, Inspiration 101 for Vic Smith right there.
And like my brother, oh my God, like he's a hip hop head for sure. And like his favorite MCs are cats like Fonte coming from Little Brother.
I love Fonte. He's one of my favorite MCs as well.
The Pharaoh
Little Brother. He's one of my favorite. Okay, me and your brother, we're on the same page right now.
Sean Price.
Okay, Sean P is
his
rest
heart
in
was
peace.
broken. Yeah, rest in peace, Sean Price. The man is a monster.
Is he a Black Thought fan?
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
All of that, man. His favorite MC ever is Most Def, though.
Okay, and Talib. Yep, those are all my people right there.
So me, I didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
My brother, like, I remember when I first started rapping, I was like a 12-year-old gangster rapper talking about I'm coming at you with a baseball bat. My name was Cool V. Alright? Cool V. That was my name. You couldn't stop me.
Fresh as fuck though.
12 years old, coming at you with a baseball bat, but you didn't have my money. Holla at me. But no, man, like he saw me like writing rhymes and like saw me writing about like guns and stuff, and he was like, he would literally get in my face. He'd be like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, he's like, you don't live that shit. He's like, nigga, you was playing Kingdom Hearts 2 nights ago. He's like, you don't tote anything. He's like, shut up. He's like, rap about something real. Yeah. And like, he was
about Kingdom of Hearts.
And he was just like, he didn't want me to be whack. He's like, you're my brother. You're not gonna walk around representing me like this.
Fucking right.
So,
good for
and
you,
I always
brother.
looked up to him too. So for me, I was always just like, trying to impress my brother. Even to this day, like I'm still making music. Like I want to see my brother think like, yeah, he got to make sure.
You're gonna vibe to this, yeah.
Exactly. So
nice.
like the track I played for you in the car, like
so
he was like, yo, this is it, and I was like, hopefully.
Oh man, if you guys don't know, you're about to know, man. Vic Smith is a fucking star out here, bro. He's got amazing music, and it sounds like your family has really like inspired a lot of like your inspiration and definitely your motivation.
Super supportive too. Like my brother gets upset if he doesn't make one of my shows, and my mom's the same way. Wow. Like you saw her at the Cracker Box. Like she doesn't care where it is or when it is. She's like, I gotta come see my son. Like just that supportive. Awesome, like she's legitimately a fan. Like if she doesn't like a song, she'll tell me too. I have a song off my first project. It's called Glorious. I was like 19 when I dropped it. I have a song called Adele's Swag. Not Adele's Swag. It's called Baby. Yeah. And my mom likes almost every song of the album except for that song. And whenever I play it, she lets me know. She's like, I do not like this song. She's like, you're a talented young man. He's like, but I don't know what you were doing with this song. But my mom's always kept it real, and so is my brother. So if something's whack, they're always like, this ain't you, or like, nah, like I just don't feel like I felt the other ones. And I appreciate that.
They keep your art in check, and actually
keep me humble, keep me grounded.
And that's really cool because your brother obviously knows that's a major component of hip hop.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And like, as MCs, we need to keep other MCs in check with their fucking bullshit as well. We need to hold Rebel Underground. That's what we're doing, man. We're holding MCs accountable.
Yeah, we don't hold a lot of people.
You know what I'm saying? I only fuck with real MCs that are about their shit. They're about their craft, about this city, and about investing in themselves, and actually taking their artistry seriously.
Definitely.
And this cat's one of them. And your brother obviously is influenced and made sure you know that you need to be ill. You can't just be making fucking rap music for whatever, fame and whatever.
I done had a couple of pages of notebooks ripped out because of that man. So it's crazy, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, the crazy thing is he always introduced me to people that were like super truthful. So I was like 15, and he introduced to this one guy like he used to make beats. So he would go to school and he met this guy named Mike.
Yep.
I was like, yo, check out this music and let me know what you think, because he had a good ear, or we thought he had a good ear. I was like 14 or 15. He was like, you know what? You might be a better producer than you are a rapper, but honestly, you're not that good of a producer either. Let me tell you right now, Coherent, I'm a sore loser. When people tell me stuff like that, it eats at me, and I just work tenfold. And I came back I think 2 years later, he was like, yo, I gotta manage you. I was like 18.
The same guy who said you weren't good?
The same guy. Wow. 2 years later was like, yo, I gotta manage you.
Wow.
And I was like, awesome. I wanted to prove you wrong, and I did. So that's
mission accomplished.
Yeah. And he always brought people around like that who were just honest, who just didn't want to hold back, who wanted me to be great as well. So like as far as you said, like being held accountable, I am always held accountable for everything. Like as far as my brother would be like, is the mix good? Can they hear you clearly? Like what's the delivery like? Like it's like, do you have everything in there? Do you have punchlines, melodies, flows? It's like, do you have like a subject? What is the song about? Like, are you original with it? Like he would always really test me with stuff like that. Or I'd be in the car listening to Vontae rap, and I'd be like, yo man, that flow is hard. And he'd be like, okay. He's like, do you want to flow like that? He's like, this is what you gotta do. You gotta take the combination of just a bunch of artists, and he's like, you just gotta learn and find your way.
Yeah, like that song that I showed you in the car. Yeah, I pulled that right out of my Black Thought fucking handbook. Seriously, no joke, man.
That verse is hard, yeah.
Every artist is a nice little mashup of a bunch of people usually. Yeah. You know, I mean, you can be original in who you are and your message, but if you're inspired by hip hop culture, there's somebody that inspired you to do something.
Definitely. You know everything under the sun has been done.
Yeah,
I try to tell people that all the time. We've been making music for so many artists out there.
It's a nice
everything under the sun has been done. Yeah, and so it's crazy.
Shout out to Tony. Tony's watching us. He's always in the spot, making sure he's catching this episode and these podcasts. If you got any questions for Vic Smith, Tony, more than happy to answer them. Vic Smith, if you ever need any artwork, hit up Sketchy Studios, man.
Yeah, I did. I liked them on Facebook. I saw that. Yeah.
Dude, they're fresh as fuck.
They got a lot of heat after the Cracker Box show. I saw a lot of people like liking them and sharing stuff.
And we have some other events coming up, and they're going to be there too.
Also, do not sleep on the Rebel Underground Network. I keep telling y'all. Like, I keep telling y'all.
You can't.
Do not sleep.
How? I update shit every day. There's no. If you're sleeping, if you're not seeing me, you're definitely sleeping. Like, you're just not looking. So don't sleep.
Be a part of the movement.
So you're talking about, how you came into your artistry and all that.
Yeah.
And you go by Vic Smith. That's your real name, correct?
Yes, sir.
But you said you went by Cool V.
Like when I was 12.
Yeah. And then you had I know you got different Twitter handles and you got different Instagram names.
Yeah, I get
So what other pseudonyms do you call yourself?
See, I don't want to give some away because I have a plan with those.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm a big fan of Metal Gear Solid.
Oh.
So
Solid Snake, bro.
And then I used to work at a
Me too.
Let me think. A call center.
Okay.
And it was this guy. I don't even know if I can release this information, but it was this guy who owed a certain amount of money, and it was a pretty big amount. And I was looking. I'm like, this guy's not going to answer the phone. He's not. He owes way too much money. He's not paying this off.
There's no way.
And I saw his name in all caps, and it said Thaddeus Rogers. And I was like, that is the coldest name on the planet. I was like, that sounds like James Bond's rival. I was like, I need that name. So I literally took it.
Thaddeus
ran with it. And
that's what you name your 2K player, huh?
The producers, Killer Mantis, who produced March 3rd and Flex on Brennan.
Okay.
I teamed up with one of them, and one of their names is he goes by Lunchbox, but he also called himself Frank something. But we were gonna come out with an EP, and we combined the names, and we started calling ourselves Frank Rogers. And like I said, I'm a big fan of Metal Gear Solid, and I was trying to find a PSN name. So I was like, okay, Liquid Rogers, Liquid Snake, Liquid Rogers. And I was just like, And then you saw me the other day come up with that Flames Harden. And
Flames Harden.
Shout out to Upright Lions, B-Star and Chef.
Yes.
I was just on their radio show last week. That joint was dope. And on their show, I came in with another name. I'm going to start calling myself Harry 2K. So I'm so good.
Harry 2K. So there you go. There are the personalities of Vic Smith for you.
Definitely inspired by Outkast, because those guys have so many freaking names. Like Big Boy has Sir Lucius Leftfoot, Chico Dusty, the son of Chico Dusty. Incredible. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I like MCs that do that too. It's kind of fun.
No, it's definitely dope.
Especially if you go by your real name, and then it's kind of a cool little thing to play off of,
It's kind of MF Doomish, and it's like, that's fun. Who doesn't want to be a big mystery like that?
Right, exactly. Yeah, some people like that. Definitely.
There might be an artist out in Las Vegas right now that y'all think is somebody else, but it's actually me. But we'll never know. Just think about this. Have you ever seen him or her in person?
Oh, here we go. We got a question for you. Favorite video game?
Favorite video game? That's really hard for me because I love Metal Gear, but I absolutely have to go with Kingdom Hearts, without a doubt.
Okay, Kingdom Hearts. And you also like Final Fantasy too, huh?
Oh, I love Square Enix in general.
Okay.
In general. Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10. 10-2. I didn't really mess with 11 and 12 like that.
Did you play the ones on the PlayStation, the original?
Final Fantasy Tactics, definitely played that front to back. Me and my brother both. That game was so freaking fun. That's back when they were Square Soft. God, I'm old.
God, I'm old. Dude, I grew up with all that shit too.
That's crazy.
I had a homie who played
back
all
when
that.
Crash Bandicoot was popping.
Woo!
Yeah, I missed that game. I missed that game.
Yeah. So you kind of talked about it a little bit already. You've named a few tracks, but let's talk about your latest project, Brennan. Little side distraction here.
Oh my God. Brennan. Yes. What question did you have about Brennan?
So just talk about the inspiration for that. And if you want to check it out, we have a Rebel Underground review up on our page, rebelundergroundnetwork.wordpress.com, a review for Brennan. But we'll let you kind of review it for us a little bit. Talk about the inspiration for it.
Well,
and the turnout and the reception that you've gotten.
Oh, okay. First, the title originally came from my mom and my father before I was born. Had a son and his name was Brennan, but he only lived for about 45 minutes before he passed.
Damn.
And my mom told me that story, and I didn't. I feel like I'm still connected to him, like he's still around, like in spirit, because I've witnessed some things in life that's like, okay, there's no way that's not him, or we're gonna go with that's him, because if it's not, then I'm never sleeping right again.
Right.
But I'm sure it was him, and so just and trying to find, I was like I told you earlier in the car, like there was a really depressing period in my life for like a year and a half or like 2 years where like I really wasn't making music. I didn't really like my job and stuff like that. Like everybody has that period, and it was
a hiatus.
Yeah, it was real tough for me. So Demons, the first track that dropped, the single, that was me coming out of my depression. Like that's why that song sounds so like angry or just like I'm mad at the world. Like really, for anything else, that song was just for me. Like it was therapeutic. Like I just glad I got everything off my chest. Like I finally feel good now.
Nice.
And that just came from a lot of darkness, and I felt like Brennan was just like a light in that. So like me naming the album Brennan, you can tell that it gets a lot lighter throughout the album. Literally the only dark track on there is Demons, but just like it was just me like trying to find that light, dedicating the project to him, just because like I felt like just started reflecting on him a lot, and that helped me get through what I was going through. Just like all of a sudden, just like these creative waves came out of nowhere, and then that's when I started meeting like everybody on the scene from like Money Plays, started like gaining a buzz. So it was like everything was just like really lining up.
Shout out to Money Plays. We're actually in the spot right now.
Definitely shout out to Money Plays.
Tonight, actually, my partner AJ is hosting the Money Mic.
Yeah, AJ is hosting tonight.
Shout out to AJ.
Open
and
mic.
Come through tonight for that open mic. Sign up start at 8. They usually start around like 9:20, and it's very hip hop. So Vic Smith has, came here numerous times. We got the fucking PO out here.
Yeah, 2 of them. One's right behind my car, so. We on live and stuff?
We live. This is Vegas. Shit's crazy. You know what's up. So let's talk about that's like the more the motivation and stuff behind Brennan.
Yeah.
But what about like the album itself and like the artistic value of it? How would you explain that came about? Because we were just talking about it, and I was saying that you got a lot of different styles, and this isn't like a rap album, this isn't like a trap album, this is a hip hop album. So like go into that.
It just stems from me, like just like my personality. I get bored easily. So like I never listen to one genre of music at a time.
Okay.
So like you can tell like what I'm listening to by what the song sounds like at the time. So like Demons, what you were listening to, is like I was definitely listening to like some hip hop boom bap stuff. Or like I Ain't You, where it sounds kind of like more EDM. Like I was kind of like more on like my Empire of the Sun, kind of like listening, and so like all of that kind of like flows together.
Yeah, it does.
And just like with Too Early, like I was definitely trying. I'm not even gonna lie, I was trying to copy the vibe of Outkast, The Whole World, or So Fresh So Clean. Like I was trying to capture that vibe. Like I'm not even gonna sit there. So just all of that. It was just me wanting to catch certain vibes, and me not wanting to be different without like purposely trying to be different, like not trying too hard at it. So it was I just really went with the flow, man. Like, as far as like my music goes, like I really can never tell someone like what I like. I just know it when I hear it. So like I make music by gut feeling. So it kind of correlates to what I told you earlier. So like if I hear a key or a drum or a snare and it reminds me of like me riding with my granddad or like my mom or my brother or something, then I'm like, all right, put that snare in there. And like it never fails. Like I said, the track you heard in the car, that's how that was made. Then I brought it over to Noise from FCC, dope producer, holla at him. And just like him and our chemistry are like finally really starting to like mesh, and just like
man, he's doing good work with you.
Immediately he knew, like before I could even say anything, he was like, yep, I'm already on it. And just like that's how Brennan came about as well. It was just like the more we worked, the easier things got. And just
that's
like,
awesome.
He told me actually that Rocket Ships was a hit before I was like, I don't really like this. He's like, I'm telling you, bro.
So
like, this song is
let's get into that. That's one of my questions about this. So Rocket Ship is my favorite song on this album.
It's a lot of
when I've talked to Miles Noise, he's like, dude, this is my favorite song on the album. Everybody is saying that this is their favorite song on the album, but it's not yours. And why not?
Not at all. I don't know, man. Just like it's not so much like the lyrics, but
because it's like a radio song more or less than like something introspective.
Because Too Early is definitely a radio song too. It was just, I think it was the way that I went about recording it. Like I just feel like it's too bare. And I just feel like it's the skeleton version of something that could have been much greater. Like I'll be like at home and I'll sing like a melody and I'll be like, oh, that should have went on there, you know? And I'll be like, I just still feel like the song was in its baby stages, but it came out the way it did because a lot of people I know are just like, yo, like that song is like, it's really good. Like I like that song.
And that song is amazing live.
Yeah, and that song takes a lot of energy out. Yeah. But then again, I was zooming everywhere on the stage.
I love that.
Nah, man, it's just I can't really tell you. It's not that it's a bad song.
It's just you feel like you didn't put everything.
For me, it doesn't hit me like the other songs do.
Okay.
So but as far as my favorite track on Brennan goes, it's definitely a tie between Imitations and I and You because I play those back to back.
I really like. I like those
all the time.
I like those.
They just flawlessly flow into each other, and I love it. And then the I and You go straight into rocket ships. For some people, that's great, but for me, it's like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna push this next button. I'll just go ahead and Demons.
Damn.
Every time.
I'm sitting on my rocket ship dreams, bro.
But no, man.
But no, the whole album front to back, dude, is a really, really good album.
Retro
when I reviewed it, I gave it a rating.
Retro.
It got over 4 out of 5 stars on my scale. I mean, that's borderline classic. To me.
When you showed me that, I was like, oh my god, I did.
Yeah, no, that's borderline classic to me for sure. It's got a little bit of everything, and it's really a hip hop album. It's a mix of different hip hop styles. The trap, there's grime, there's EDM, there's boom bap, there's all of that on there. So go check that out. RebelUndergroundNetwork.wordpress.com has a review for it, and then the stream from the SoundCloud is there. And is that available anywhere else? You got it on iTunes and shit too?
Probably like every streaming platform you can think of. I mean, like iHeartRadio, Google Play, Amazon Music,
Spotify and all that's on there?
Spotify, Tidal.
Okay, so if you got anything like that.
All of that. Nice. All of that.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. So my phone's about to die, but I want to ask you one more quick question.
What's that?
What do you got going on next? Like, what's next for Vic Smith? And do you have any events coming up? What's going on?
August 5th. Okay. Everybody needs to be there. Saturday. It's the Rap is Fun anniversary show.
I'm there.
Like, that is about to be one of the most lit shows in the city.
I'm there.
Even Mikey Xavier was talking about showing up.
Yeah, there's a lot of run on that, so I will be there.
Harvey Liston's going to be there. It's going to be a packed night. It's about to be a lot of fun. And it's at the Bunkhouse. Like
it's at the Rap is Fun is at the Bunkhouse?
It's going to be at the Bunkhouse August 5th. Yeah.
I thought it was at the Hard Hat.
No,
switched it up?
They switched it up, bro. It's about to be stupid.
Oh, man. I'm definitely in that now.
It's an even bigger stage, and it's about to be crazy.
Bunkhouse shows are awesome, dude.
Bunkhouse shows
awesome. Shout out to Phil for putting Rebel Underground artists on there.
DJ Mikey VIP.
Yeah, Mikey VIP is going to be there. Yeah, good peoples, man.
So.
Oh yeah. So what about music-wise?
Music-wise, man, I'm just secretly working. JY knows how I am. Everybody at Wasteland Squad knows how crazy secretive I am when I'm working on music.
Okay.
So if I show you something that's like before an album or a tape, you're a cool person to me. So I showed you the song, so that means I trust you. You're a cool person. Other than that, as far as everyone else is concerned, I ain't dropping no more music. No,
ever.
I'm just playing. But definitely check me out on SoundCloud, man. All of that. Like, hopefully.
And YouTube. He's got some dope ass videos.
I'll be dropping a bomb on y'all in a minute, so be on the lookout. Be alert.
Oh, yeah.
Be alert. Be alert.
Well, I appreciate you taking time to do this with me today, bro.
Man, I appreciate you having me over here.
Yeah, man. He's an amazing artist. I'm glad he's part of Run. I'm glad your whole clique is part of Run, honestly.
Yeah.
Very talented. Be on the lookout for Full Circle Core Music Group. They are supremely talented, and they are making moves, and they are making classic Vegas music all the time.
Thank you. Oh, well, shout out to the U, man. It's the U forever, the university. FCCMG in here. Dream E, this is how we do it. Rebel Underground.
Go ahead, shout out.
Las Vegas. Let's come together, man. Let's just get this started. Like, none of us want to work no 9 to 5s. Let's put the bullshit aside and let's come together. Let's
exactly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's eat together. Build together and eat together. That's what it's about,
Real
man.
Shit.
Yep. Well, all right, man. Thank you for coming through today. This is the Rebel Underground podcast. You'll be able to catch this on YouTube real soon. And I'm going to be blasting it around. If you missed it, it's there. Have a good one. We love you, Vegas.